Welcome. So good to see people actually talking to one another in the same room, not through a computer screen. This is awesome. So if I could get you to find a seat, take any seat you want, just not mine. Because I got 2 desserts. That's all right. There's still a few people arriving, so we're kind of take it slow. But I'm just going to do a quick introduction of myself and the program. My name is Kurt Clark. I am the Executive Director of the Central California Small Business Development Center Network. And I have been in the SBDC program for almost 22 years. I started out as a consultant slash janitor at the SBDC. I did it all. And those were the days where, it was kind of, for us, the Wild West of the SBDC. We had all kinds of people wanting to do lots of things. And since then, the SBDC program, because of the wonderful staff that we've attracted and been able to bring to our local centers, has really matured into just a superior organization. I'm very proud at this point in my career to lead this organization. I was in Modesto for 15 years as the center director at Valley Sierra SBDC. And in 2018, UC Merced asked me if I would be willing to take on the leadership role as the director of the network. And seeing that there was no one else in line behind me, I said yes. So I slipped in, didn't have any competition. And it's been a very, very rewarding experience. I miss working with all of you incredibly innovative and bright people, in the trenches every day, starting and growing businesses. But I'm doing my best to make sure that people like Herman and Cindy and all the other team leaders that are here from the 5 centers that we have in our network have the resources needed to be successful. So this award ceremony, this is our 10th year. I think we've done this. We had to take a hiatus and do a couple of virtual sessions when we couldn't get together. But this is our first time to be back together since 2019. And I hope you enjoy yourselves. I want to encourage you to enjoy the technology that Jessica's put together. Thank you, Jessica. This program would not be successful without her. Everything that goes right today, Jessica gets the credit. Anything that goes wrong, blame me. So, all right, well, dive into your lunch, your salad. Well, don't literally dive in. Just get a fork. Yeah. Enjoy your salad. The entrees will be coming out shortly. There's going to be a quiet, not audio, but a video loop playing that shows some images from past awards, past events, award winners, some other that are current. And we'll get back together about 5 minutes to 12 and start the program at that point. So thank you. Enjoy. Well, good afternoon again, everyone. I hope you have been enjoying the food today. We've been back at this location, gosh, I think this is our 6th or 7th time to hold the event here. Although it's under new ownership, they just always do a really good job. It's a nice venue, you know, it just presents well for a place to come and have a celebration. And so probably don't do this very often, but I want to thank the staff of the Painted Table and just the opportunity to have our event here, given everything we've been through the last couple of years. So thank you, wait staff. Great job. And I was told that there's enough cheesecake that everybody can have 2. So, yeah, thought that would liven you up. But go ahead and finish eating while I give a couple of opening remarks, and then we will get into the program here shortly. As you probably deduced from whose picture is up as the MC for today's event, I am not Jessica Chang. And I know that's a big disappointment for some of you, especially the folks from Modesto that know Jessica. Jessica's son took ill last night, and she emailed me, "I am so sorry, but I can't be in Fresno." So life happens, and you just wing it and do the best you can. So I am your unofficial MC for the show today. And I did take a few notes, so if I miss something or forget to acknowledge someone, Jessica, you'll remind me. Priya's got the finger on the wrist, like, come on, Kurt, keep up with the program. So this program and everything that we're acknowledging here today, our award winners, our staff that have won awards for the last year, isn't possible without all of the staff in each of our 6 centers. For some of you, you know, this is familiar news. For others, our businesses and guests here may not know that the SBA is our lead program. They're our funder. We could not exist without the SBA, the United States Small Business Administration. And as our primary funder, they help us set up structure, and sometimes that structure is a little unusual. We have a lead center, so my employer is UC Merced, and they have been operating the Central California SBDC program since 2003. Even before there was a university, they were managing this program. And each of the local areas has a service center that is hosted by a organization, either a university or a business-serving nonprofit. And we have six of those service centers in our Central California network. None of what we do would be possible without the support of the SBA. So first of all, thank you, SBA. And it certainly couldn't happen without the day-to-day efforts that occurs at each of those service centers and the support that they have from their employers. And, you know, Opportunity Stanislaus and Modesto, which was my former employer before I went to UC Merced, has been a host or a supporter of the SBDC program in that part of Central California since 2003. And UC Merced, we operate a service center as well for Merced and Mariposa counties. Here in Fresno, Rich couldn't make it today. He's our center director. Darn, I think he's on a cruise. Oh, should we feel sorry for him? He could be here, he could be on a cruise, I don't know. So, but Rich runs an awesome center here with Clovis Community College as their host. And down in Bakersfield, we have a representative, Jay, and his lovely wife is here today. And you'll see Jay in a moment as he comes up and accepts an award that he's well-deserved. But CSU Bakersfield, California State University Bakersfield, has been a great host of the SBDC. And then moving over to the coast, Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo has been hosting the SBDC since 2009. And they're an awesome host for that program, and they have several staff here, a whole table of staff, actually. So they drove over this morning, and you'll get to see Damon in a little bit, because he's going to get an award today. And then Cindy, save the best for the last, sorry, folks. Cindy is here from Salinas, and she's just been doing a fantastic job lately with an amazing staff. So I want to thank, by applause, the host, but also the SBDC staff that are here today. We also have another important partner in this program, and that is the state of California through the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, known as GoBiz. And our direct partner through GoBiz is the Office of the Small Business Advocate. Carolyn Gray, who is from Fresno, the former director of the Fresno Metro Black Chamber, was hired to run the Office of the Small Business Advocate in Sacramento. And Tara was gracious enough, she couldn't make it today, she's super busy, but she did send a video. So we're gonna play that video right now.
Hello, I'm Carolyn Gray, Director of California's Office of the Small Business Advocate. Welcome to the Central California SBDC Network Small Business of the Year Awards. California has more small businesses than any other state, 4.2 million of them. That's 1.2 million more than the next state on the list, Texas. That's why small business now, as always, account for the lion's share of new job creation, even though they're, small, most of them with fewer than 20 employees. California also has a higher rate of minority ownership than the national average. Racial minorities own 19% of businesses nationwide, but in California, they own 26.9% of businesses. And women make up 43% of small business owners in the state. So in other words, simply put, small business health is economic health in California. And as the governor frequently points out, this diversity of ownership in our small business sector is one of California's key competitive advantages. We have to not just preserve it, we have to double down on diverse ownership if we want to continue to link entrepreneurship to economic mobility. The existential importance of small business to our economy and our identity as a state is why the governor and legislature have invested so heavily in small business recovery. It's why the governor's budget proposal for next year continues to prioritize investments in our small business community. For example, my office administers the program to invest in a network of nearly 90 small business centers across the state. It's called the Technical Assistance Expansion Program, or TAPE. It was launched as a 5-year program and was supposed to sunset this coming year. Instead, the governor is making this funding permanent and adding dollars to a 35% increase in the total allocation. The TAPE-funded small business centers deliver services across the spectrum of business needs, including making your business more resilient, making sure that you're properly insured and know how to protect your business data and your employee safety and well-being. Our network has always focused on serving the underserved, minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses in low-wealth communities, including rural and disaster-impacted areas. Our partners include the SBDCs, also women's business centers, procurement technical assistance centers, rural development centers, chambers of commerce, manufacturing extension partnership center network, and other local nonprofits. And more dollars mean more counselors, more partners, and more opportunity gaps that we can help close. And now we're looking to expand the number of wraparound services that we can provide. Because let's face it, there's just a lot to know if you're a business owner in California, whether it's licensing, employment law, insurance, real estate, leasing agreements, to taxes. A lot to know. The good news is small business owners do not have to go it alone. Thanks to Kurt and other center leaders like him, I want to make sure that my office and all our partners collectively continue to expand the information, content, and resources we provide so they can continue to meet the standard of excellence they're expected to meet and continue to make California a place where dreams, California dreams, still come true. Thank you.
So a lot going on between SBDCs and other technical assistance partners, the SBA. We've had a huge influx of funding over the last few years to help overcome the impacts of COVID on our small business community. SBA provided CARES Act funding, which was a huge boost to our network and other networks across the country. Cal SBA has provided about $800,000 to our network this year as a partner, and hopefully next year that will even go up. The new grants will come out with the new state budget. So there's a lot going on in our network and across all SBDCs to help build business. And that isn't just to start new business, although there's a lot of that going on. It's to help business owners like the ones we're acknowledging here today to grow their business. And every award winner here today has received assistance from an SBDC office, and I believe that assistance was positive in helping them get their business off the ground, expand it, and continue to do so day after day. And that's what we're here for. So I encourage all of you to be ambassadors for the SBDC if you can. The next part of the program is I want to acknowledge some staff who worked incredibly hard. All of our staff had. But we give an award every year, and the center directors get to select the person from their center that embodies that contributor who really went above and beyond and made a special impact, deserving recognition. And this year, that award is known as the Center Impact Award. And this year, we have 7 Center Impact Award winners because one director just couldn't choose. And so he insisted that I give him a special allocation of 2 award winners, which I did. Sorry, don't make that a habit, directors, for next year. So the first award winner today for the Center Impact Award is Cal Poly CIE, Damon Watkins. Damon, would you come up, please? And Priya is going to give you your award, and then I'm going to step down and get a quick photo with you. Congratulations. Our second center that is acknowledging, we're going to move inland to CSU Bakersfield SBDC. We have 2 award winners from that center. Maureen Bosher-Dang, who couldn't be here today because she's working. Kelly can't do a webinar without her, so he's doing his Wednesday webinar. But we do have Jay Thompson here. Jay? The next Center Award, Center Impact Award winner from CalCoastal SBDC is Rosemary Ramirez. Yay! And then right here in our own backyard in Fresno, Valley Community SBDC's Center Impact Award winner is Tanisha Sharp. Yay, Tanisha. Well deserved. And up to Modesto, Valley Sierra SBDC's Center Impact Award winner, Robert McDonald. Come on up, Bob. And UC Merced SBDC Center Impact Award winner, Gil Cardone. Hey, Gil. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite up to the podium George Flores, who is the Deputy District Director for the Fresno SBA office. And George is going to introduce our keynote speaker for today.
Thanks, Kurt. Good job on the dual role here. Yeah, it's awesome how you're running back and forth. So thank you very much, Kurt. My name is George Flores. I'm the Deputy District Director for the United States Small Business Administration Office here in Fresno. Our office covers 15 counties in the San Joaquin Valley and Central Coast, including Kern County. Thank you so much to SBDC for the invitation to be here with you today. Unfortunately, Dawn Golick, our director, was supposed to be here today, but she was not able to make it, but she does send her best wishes to everyone. Alongside the incredible Fresno District office team, it's been a daily point of pride to help be part of some of these success stories we are going to hear about today. Small businesses are dreamers, innovators, visionaries, thinkers, doers. They are risk takers, brave, bold, and for the last 2 years, they've been superheroes in the face of something that none of us could ever imagine happening here in our country. We've all been in it together, right? It's us helping all the small businesses. Our small businesses here in the San Joaquin Valley, Central Coast, and around the country are the heart and soul of our communities. They buy jerseys for our kids' sports teams. They always come through when there's a fundraiser to participate in, or there's an event to support. In addition to what they do to make their communities better, this country's nearly 33 million small businesses are also economic powerhouses. And for all the things they do, there's no better part of my job than getting to be part of incredible celebrations like this today and honoring them. The success of small business determines our success as a nation. And so much, especially after these last 2 years, it's wonderful to honor and recognize them today. As with all good things that are happening in our region, there are many people involved with assisting small businesses. And the 15 counties and 42,000 square miles that my office covers, the Small Business Development Centers are a key partner. I am truly proud of the relationship, communication, trust, and deep, true collaboration that the Fresno SBA District Office has built with the Central California SBDC network. There are days when thank you just doesn't seem like enough to say to people who do so much, and today is one of those days. The work that the SBDC does is so big and the impacts that they are significant that thank you really seems small. But that's what I want to do, say. Thank you to Kurt, his deputy Priya, where's she at? There she is. His team that are doing an incredible job across the SBD region. Thank you to Kelly in Kern County. Thank you to Judy in San Luis Obispo. Thank you to Cindy and Salinas, and Herman in Modesto. And of course, Rich here in Fresno. We see him everywhere here in Fresno. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everything you are doing every day. The Small Business Administration is honored to be part of it, and we are really proud of our relationship with each of you. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the amazing staff at the Fresno SBA District Office for everything they do to support small businesses, especially our SBDC Project Officer, Victor Bibriesca, who is here today. Thank you, Victor. There he is, in the way in the back over there. There he is. Now, it's my honor to introduce a very special guest, SBA Region 9's Administrator, Elmi Borjamo. As the Region 9 Administrator, Elmi oversees all of SBA's offices in California, Nevada, Arizona, Hawaii, Guam, and American Samoa. Unlike some of her colleagues who oversee other parts of the country, the sun never sets on Region 9. So we think Elmi is the hardest working regional administrator we have. Elmi grew up in a family of business owners, and you will not find a more enthusiastic, passionate advocate for the Valley, the state, or the rest of the Region 9, where the sun never goes down on small businesses. We are very lucky to have Elmi in such a key leadership role for the Small Business Administration as an enthusiastic spokesperson for you all. With everything she does, I know Elmi could be a lot of other places today, so I am very honored and proud that she's in Fresno with all of us honoring the Central California Small Business Development Network and the amazing businesses you'll hear from today. Thank you again to the SBDC. Congratulations to all the winners being recognized today, and please join me in welcome SBA's Region 9 Administrator, Elmi Borjamo.
Thank you so much, George. Thank you, Kurt. As you can tell, I am vertically challenged. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today. I am not new to Fresno. My first job ever was working for the late U.S. Senator Alan Cranston. His chief of staff was from Fresno. And part of the interview process was, if you didn't know where Fresno was, you weren't getting a job. So I have a very special place in my heart for Fresno. And I've been working with different communities, with Latinas Organized for Political Equality, to the Women's Foundation that does some funding here. So it's great to be back. It's great that we all are able to gather like today. And so there's just so many things happening. So I thank you all for being here. As George mentioned, I'm the regional administrator for SVA for Region 9. And it's the Central Coast, Fresno, the Central Valley is such a key, important component for our state and for our nation. As George said, I just joined, so there are 10 regional administrators nationwide, and those 10 regional administrators oversee 68 offices across the United States. We have an office in Puerto Rico. We also have a branch office in Guam. And covering California, Arizona, Nevada, Hawaii, American Samoa, and the Northern Mariana Islands, like he said, you know, we have the most diverse small business ecosystems in the nation. And it is the biggest. From Mountain Time, so from Mountain Standard Time in Arizona to Chamorro Standard Time in Guam, where it's like 5 o'clock in the morning there, the sun literally, I love saying that the sun never sets from the work that our team is doing to support small businesses, to achieve equity and increase access to our programs. And in every corner of Region 9, from Phoenix to Pango Pango, the SBI is working hard to meet small business owners where they are. Well, this, as regional administrator, it's my first trip, like I said. I am no stranger to the Central Valley, and I know what a dynamic and robust small business ecosystem the San Joaquin Valley and the Central Coast have. It's also, for me, really great yesterday to reconnect with Carolyn Gray, whom I've met a couple of years ago, because one of my former jobs also was setting up the governor's office. I opened the governor's office here in Fresno, in 2019. And also great to see Dee Dee Myers, the director of GoBiz. We go back to when she was appointed by President Clinton to be the first woman press secretary. And a good friend of mine did a breakfast, and I was there and have been a big fan, and it's great to see her in that role because we work so closely with the governor's office on making sure that we are helping small businesses. It's also great to see all of you here today, as I said. And you know, there are the different ecosystems here. So we have amazing hospitality, not only the hospitality-based businesses serving tourists from all over the world who come to see the beautiful Central Coast, Yosemite, the sequoias, and other majestic national parks that we have in the region. There are the Kern County businesses working in the energy industry, including oil and wind, as well as the growing aerospace sector out in the Mojave Desert. There are inventors and innovators and developing cutting-edge technology to someday get us to Mars. In the San Joaquin Valley, Fresno, Tulare, Kings, Madera, Merced, and Stanislaus counties, we also have many small businesses helping the farmers who feed the world and creating innovation in agricultural research, development, and technology, like Bitwise Industries and Irma Olguin. There are small businesses here exporting valley crops and those working in added value manufacturing. They take what's grown here, process it, and turn it into something even more delicious. It was wonderful to drive down from San Francisco and see all the vineyards and the orchards along the 99. And there are also firms in Indio, Mariposa counties working in the natural resources sector, including mining and forestry. These small businesses are growing the important work of gathering and processing the raw ingredients so critical for the manufacturing sectors and used by many different industries. The 15 county, as George said, San Joaquin Valley, Central Coast region, that the Fresno SVA district serves is growing, expanding, innovating, and inventing. It is so dynamic in so many ways, and the region's network of small business development centers serves as a very important connection point for the thousands of businesses using SVA programs to get going and to keep growing. So I'm really proud to be in Fresno as we recognize some amazing success stories which highlights the SBDC's impacts. In the region, around the state, and across the country, small businesses are the backbone of our nation's economy. As you've heard so many times before, it's so true. Entrepreneurs are creating jobs, driving global competitiveness, and leading innovation. Their success is our success in country and the SVA leading the way for them to start up, scale up, and to succeed. The Small Business Administration is committed to advancing equity by ensuring that all entrepreneurs, no matter where they are, have access to the resource that they need to start, to run, and to grow. And while our economy is on the road to recovery, many businesses continue to struggle, especially the smallest businesses in the most underserved communities and those owned by women and people of color. Those folks were disproportionately impacted by the pandemic, and there's just a lot more that we need to do on that front. In California alone, small business owners received $35 billion in forgivable loans through the Paycheck Protection Program, and I think the window is closing so that everybody can submit their forms to be forgiven for those loans. Thanks to critical program changes that the SBA made, PPP loans went to some of the smallest and most hard-hit businesses. You may recall it had a bumpy start, but for a government agency, it pivoted very quickly and was able to make sure that we were getting those people who are left behind. Additionally, California's small businesses and nonprofit organizations received $65 billion in economic injury disaster loans. I know the SBDCs work closely with Fresno District Office to assist hundreds of borrowers obtaining their EIDL loans. I also want to note that COVID was the first time that the SBA issued a disaster declaration covering every state in the nation. The declaration also made this country's farmers and ranchers eligible for EIDL. You know, once a year, you go to your accountant. Twice a year, you may have to go to your dentist to get your teeth cleaned. But 3 times a day, every day, we all need a farmer, and we all have to thank them, because how could we eat? And because the San Joaquin Valley plays such a critical role in the national and global food supply, the policy decision-making farmers and ranchers eligible for critically needed capital through EIDL programs was crucial for this region. As George said earlier, the SBA does not work alone in any of these programs. So I want to make sure to take a moment to recognize the many organizations that the SBA partners with to help small businesses. In addition to small business development centers, the SBA also works closely with a network of other key resource partners and agencies. This includes the Veteran Business Outreach Centers, SCORE, and the Women Business Centers. In fact, a new one is going to be opening in Bakersfield tomorrow, and our national director of the Office of Women-Owned Businesses will be there. So that's going to be exciting. I'd also like to thank the incredible banks and lenders who have worked so closely with SBA for years. Where are the lenders in the room? Do we have any? Raise your hands, because we owe you a debt of gratitude. Thank you. In record time, these folks did an extraordinary job getting billions of dollars into the hands of small business owners through the Paycheck Protection Program. They kept businesses open and stabilized our country's economy in a critical point in this nation's history. You are very lucky in this region to have such a strong network of national banks, local banks, credit unions, CDFIs, CDCs, big lenders, and small lenders, which collectively have made nearly $200 million in SBA loans already this year. $200 million, there's still a quarter of the fiscal year left, so that's pretty amazing. And I will let you know on one little secret that I will want to keep going about the wonderful work of SBA and the partnerships, but I also know that today we want those lenders to be able to go back to their offices. Not that we don't want them here, that's not what I mean, but they need to be at their desks approving more loans. And for all the lenders who are here today, thank you again for your partnership with the SBA, and hurry back to your offices to keep closing deals when this event ends. And as George indicated in his remarks, in the region, there is a tremendous collaboration between the SBA District Office and our SBDC partners. And the dynamic duo of George Flores and Don Golick is pretty amazing. We have a great office, and we like to say that we have a strong team serving Central California and the Central Coast. I want to recognize again the Fresno District staff for everything that SBA is doing in the region, including Fresno District Office, again, Don and George, and I think Victor Bibliesca is also here, part of our team. So thank you for all you do, Victor, and it's so good to see you in person. We were on a Zoom call. We've been on a Zoom call, so this is so wonderful to see people in person. Now, Victor plays an important role. He serves as a connection point between the SBA District Office, SBA headquarters, which funds and oversees the small business development centers across the country, and the local SBDC network, which while events like this today are really, really fun and part of the SBA working with SBDCs, Victor deals with the less fun parts, including budgets, writing reports, and then compliance with all of SBA's rules. And you know that's not easy with the federal government. But that is a very important and critical role, and thank you, Victor, for everything that you do. Your attention to detail keeps us in business at the SBA. SBDCs are one of SBA's key resource partners. And you have a stellar network of them serving entrepreneurs across Central California and the Central Coast. My special thanks, Central California SBDC Network Executive Director, Kurt Clark, who's playing so many roles here today. Thank you so much for that. And the consultants that are doing an amazing and important work helping to grow small businesses here in this region. Whatever stage a company is in, SBDCs can help them. I am excited to hear from the businesses who won awards and to meet them, especially after the last 2 years. It's so important to recognize the success stories. We need to hear those. It is energizing. And as I've traveled across Region 9, one of the areas that I see the SBDCs doing incredible work is helping businesses face challenges, embrace change. And isn't that what we have been doing for the last 2 years, when we've learned more about pivoting than anybody really wants to talk about? But we're only as good as the obstacles that we overcome, so said one of my former teachers in grammar school. And by that measure, you are all amazing and great. There are some tremendous small business success stories from entrepreneurs who have successfully done both of these things because of the support that they received from an SBDC. And each year during National Small Business Week, the administrator did a trip starting in San Francisco, all the way, it was in Denver. Then there was a bus tour, literally a bus tour with SBA printed across the bus from Texas to Virginia, talking about small businesses and visiting those small businesses to really see firsthand how they are doing. So these small business awards are also for us what I like to call our Academy Awards. It is highlighting those businesses. This is making sure that they know that they're appreciated and that they have the support to keep on going. So today it makes me very proud that one of the success stories at the district level was from a business nominated by the SBDC. For me, that really underscores the collaboration and the connection between two agencies. So this year, the Fresno District Office 2022 Small Person of the Year is Tom Carolyn, owner of Digital Market Media in San Luis Obispo. Now, unfortunately, everybody's busy these days now that we can get to places in person. Tom couldn't be with us, so somebody from his office will be accepting the award on his behalf. I think the nomination and selection as the Fresno District Office's Small Business Person of the Year for 2022 certainly highlights the importance of the work SBDC does helping small businesses start up, scale up, and succeed. And for the past 2 years, recover. And I think gatherings like this is also part of our own personal recovery, emotionally, professionally, just to go out and reconnect with people. I also want to take a note, again, for the Fresno District Award winners for 2022, Joe Garcia, owner of J.I. Garcia Construction in Fresno. He was the winner of the Fresno District Office 2022 8A Graduate of the Year, and we know that is not an easy process. And Repsco in Modesto was the 2022 Fresno District Exporter of the Year. Especially after the unprecedented difficulties small businesses have faced and overcome the past 2 years, often with help from SBA and the SBDC, we need to celebrate them. I am so glad to be here. I am proud of the work that SBA and each one of you is doing to support America's 32.5 million small businesses across this country. I'm honored to advocate for the entrepreneurs fueling our nation's economic strength. And just like the sun never sets in SBA Region 9, it also never sets on small business owners. As I know from my own family, you eat, sleep, breathe, how to keep your company going. No matter the season, the challenge, the time of day, you just keep going. And I know in my own families, my family has a restaurant. And so trust me, when you have free time, your family's like, so, the dishwasher's out. We might need your help. And like a typical business, we never say that's not our job. We roll up our sleeves and we just get the job done because that's what small business people do day in and day out. So thank you so much for being here today as we celebrate SBDC's incredible work across the Central California, across the Central Coast, here in this incredible Central Valley. And congratulations to the winners and to everybody for showing up today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for inviting me to be here and be your speaker today. I look forward to continuing our work together as we continue to make sure that small businesses thrive and succeed. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias. Oh, yes. Oh, there.
Thank you, Almy, very much. It's an honor to have you here in Fresno and have you as our new Region 9 administrator, supporting the work that we're doing, but all the other resource partners as well to help small business. And speaking of celebrating small business success, that's really why we're here today. So this part of the program is to acknowledge this year's award winners. And the first award winner that I want to introduce is the Veteran-Owned Business of the Year for Central California. And so I'm going to read David's bio. The company is Lima Charlie, Inc., and David Wallbauer, is it Bauer? Yep, David Wallbauer, and I want to get that right. And his partner, let's see, do you have your business partner with you today? Good. So I'll let you come up, and both of you if you want. But I just want to say, just kind of real quickly, give you some background so you know why this is such a special business. First of all, thank you, David, for serving our nation and putting your life at risk to protect ours. So David served in the military for 6 years, working on several operations, including 2 tours. When he returned home in 2006, he decided to become a patrol officer. He just couldn't help himself, right? It's just what you do when you're made up that way. He's going to help others. So he was at Stanislaus County, or? Yep, Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department. He decided to change direction and went back to school. In 2015, David graduated with, listen, a Master of Science degree in Engineering Science, a Bachelor of Arts degree in Chemistry, a Bachelor of Arts degree in Physical Sciences, and that was all built upon his associate's degree in Behavioral and Social Sciences. It was always David's dream to work for himself and own his own business. He attended the Boots to Business event, thank you SBA, that is an SBA program, and was intrigued by the government contracts available for veterans. From there, David threw himself into research on government contracting, and he and his partner, Juan Cedillo, did I say that right? Cedello, okay, Ron Cedello, his business partner, decided to start their business, of all times, July of 2020. What was going on in July of 2020? They just like to rush right into the middle of the fire, don't they? So Lima Charlie, Inc. opened its doors in July of 2020. So I want to invite David, and if you want, Ron, to join him as well and come up and accept your award and say a few words.
Well, hello, everybody. Hey, it's a true honor to be here. My partner, Ron Cedillo, and I know that they said a lot about me. My partner has a lot about him and 20 years of experience and a lot of mentoring and everything. So great guy. No, he wasn't introduced, but it is a veteran award. All those degrees and everything, it was just, I couldn't make up my mind, so I just kept going. So not that impressive, I just kept going. Long story short, you know what, honestly, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people in this room, the support we gained from Valley Sierra, SBDC. I contacted everybody I could early off. We knew we needed help. I called PTAC, I called governments. I ran the yellow pages on the government, and I called everybody and sent them emails, and I got nothing but smiles, happy help, handouts. Hey, go here, talk to these people, and I honestly contribute all of our success to the government agencies that helped us along the way and the Sierra Valley SBDC. So thank you to all of you, and I'd like to end with, you know what, a lot of people say the American dream, it's hard to come by now. I challenge them to give us a call because we are making it happen on the daily, and nothing's gonna stop us. So hands out to entrepreneurs everywhere and the help. Thank you.
Our next award winner is the Technology Business of the Year, and that goes to NeoCharge, who was nominated by the Cal Poly SBDC. And I know NeoCharge couldn't be here in person, but we do have a video from them, so let's watch the video.
Hi, I'm Mr. Harrison, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of NeoCharge. We're an electric vehicle charging company that enables EV drivers to easily and affordably install charging in their home. Our team is so incredibly honored to have won this Business of the Year award. We'd love to thank Judy Mahan, the whole SBDC, and the CIE. All of your help truly means the world to us, and it's safe to say we really wouldn't be here without you. Over the last year and a half, we've been able to save EV drivers a total of $5 million on installation. We recently launched our Smart Splitter on Amazon, and we're currently working with many of the top utility companies in the nation. Next, we're building a software platform that will further enable EV drivers to reduce carbon emissions and save money on charging at home. And we're so excited to continue to grow and impact more and more EV drivers with all your support. Once again, thank you so much for this Business of the Year award. We really appreciate it.
And Liz Fisher from Cal Poly is going to come up and accept the award and present it to NeoCharge when she gets back, or it'll be on your mantle at home. I don't know. Okay, and the next Business of the Year award winner is I'm sorry, I was going to say Valley Sierra. The Women-Owned Business of the Year, which was nominated by Valley Sierra SBDC, and the award goes to Premier Event Rentals, and that business is owned by Sandy Romina. Sandy established Premier Event Rentals in December of 2014. Premier Event Rentals has a wide selection of rentals to make any and all events come to life. Not satisfied with only being in the event rental space in her area, she started her own, securing personal loans. Sandy proceeded to grow her business by meeting her one-year goal by month 6. She then moved into a 1,600 square foot warehouse building, or moved from 1,600 square foot to 3,200 square feet, doubling, and then moved into her current 5,000 square foot location, including a showroom in Sonora, downtown Sonora, with high visibility on the much-traveled Tuolumne Road. June 2019, Premier Event Rentals expanded into Amador County and purchased a business known as Party Smart Rentals. Sandy has a six-county footprint now, serving Alpine, Amador, Calaveras, El Dorado, Mariposa, and Tuolumne counties. Like many event businesses, she was hard hit with cancellations and just difficulty in bookings given the pandemic that we've all been through the last 2 years. Unfortunately, she had to lay off employees. It was very difficult, probably the hardest thing that she had to do since opening her business. But she is now beginning to come back with the help from the SBDC, with Cole Presbaya, who is a former SBDC consultant and head of this Tuolumne County Economic Development Agency. Mark Steichen, I think is how it's pronounced. Mark is at Bank of Stockton. And Sandy was able to secure several state and local funding and grants to eventually bring back all of her staff. So we would like to welcome Sandy to the stage and come up and receive your award. Congratulations. Cheesecake's getting in the way. Oh, guest calls come up. I'm just like, oh, gotta go to the next one. I'm gonna give you the entire podium, and I apologize.
No problems. I just, I want to thank everybody, Valley Sierra, whatever, sorry, for the nomination. They've been an incredible help to me and in assisting me getting loans, PPP, EIDL, county loans, everything I could to keep the business going. And with PPP, I was able to bring back all the staff, which I can't do it by myself. So having the staff there has been really a good thing. And having to lay them off, I mean, was really a hard thing to do. But we made it through, and they're back, and we're growing. And I'm just so appreciative of the recognition. And I want to thank my family for coming long distances to help me celebrate. And I'm incredibly honored and appreciate it. Thank you so much.
That story, like so many that we encounter in the SBDC world every day, certainly some are being acknowledged today. Many aren't. Many wonderful businesses that we work with aren't in the room today, but Sandy certainly typifies what we see day in and day out, and that's the resilience, the hard work, the I will not fail attitude that we see in our small business community. And I think, personally, I think that's what makes America great, is just that determination to do whatever is necessary. Like Elmi said, oh, you need me to wash dishes? I just came in to grab a plate of food, but okay. You know, just whatever it takes. And that's what our small business owners and our clients do day in and day out. The next award winner is a new award this year. We thought we need to come up with something to acknowledge kind of the recovery and the resilience that we see in our clients. And it was really hard. I know the advisory board who reviews the nominations every year and has to make determination, which is sometimes very difficult and laborious, hours of conversation to get to the selections, really had a hard time with this one because it was every business is a recovery and resilient business that's being awarded. But we did end up settling on one, and that happens to be a business located here in Fresno, and it is Stafford's Chocolates. Anybody ever visit Stafford's Chocolates? I'm going right after this event. So Stafford's Chocolates, I had not heard about this business. Rich Mostert, our Fresno director, nominated them and just said, oh, you got to go. They're just amazing people. It's an amazing product. They're just incredible business owners. And I read the story in the nomination package, and it's rather lengthy here. But do we have either Rob or Leslie here with us today? We have both of them here today. Awesome. So I'd like to invite them up to receive your award for being truly a resilient business and recovering in the face of just such difficulty, and get up to the podium after and say a few words.
Well, we're actually located in Porterville, not here in Fresno, which is probably why you haven't heard from us. Yeah. Well, geez, I think all of us small business people knew where we were the middle of March a couple years ago, that one day when our state basically was going to shut us all down. I've talked to several businesses since then, and they all know exactly where they were that day and that moment. So do we. It was a rough weekend. I think that we can all say, as small businesses as well, that during this period, that it was we had to make some really tough decisions, and one thing that allows most small businesses to move forward and to grow is just to have hope, just the hope and that gives us the confidence that we need to keep going. And that's one thing that Vincent did for us. And Vincent, you certainly deserve some praise for giving us that hope, showing us some different opportunities that we could take advantage of. But one small story, my wife's up here with me. She's a school teacher, and during the last couple of years, basically what we've all done is put our heads down, worked our butts off, never took a day off. She would come to work after school and work at the shop, work on weekends, and every other opportunity she had to help us to get through this. So that is, to me, what you had mentioned earlier, is what the entrepreneurial spirit is all about. Like you said, never give up, put your head down, get your butt to work, right? So thank you again. This is a real honor. Thank you again, Vincent, for giving us that hope. You've helped us out a bunch. And go small businesses. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Rob and Leslie. That's, I know your story is, we could probably be here for hours sharing stories with the business owners who are in the room of what's transpired over the last few years. But thank you for hanging in there, and I will get down to Porterville to see you. I do know where Porterville is, but it's just a little out of my way from Modesto, where I live. The next award is the Rising Star Award, and I am especially touched to announce this year's award winner because I've actually been a customer of their business more than once. And I've actually my wife and I took our grandchildren to their shop in Monterey on Cannery Row. And I have heard about Jake's business for a number of years. Jake has been acknowledged at this event previously, and he is just an amazing young man. And I'm not saying that because he's a young man. He's an amazing entrepreneur who happens to be young. So this year's Rising Star Award, I'll get to the page here, goes to the Carmel Honey Company. And Carmel Honey Company was started by Jake Reisdorf, if I pronounced it right. And Jake was 15, 14? How old were you when you started? 11 years old. Yeah, 11 years old when he started his business. And I didn't know this, Jake, but reading the bio, they just opened the first location was in Carmel, obviously, Carmel Honey Company. Second location in Cannery Row, which my wife and I visited. Third location just opened last December on Pier 39 in San Francisco. So, I mean, I don't know, the words escape me. Let's just applaud Jake and listen to his story. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. I'm super excited to be back here in person. As we know, we've had some very uncertain times over the past couple of years, and I really just want to thank my team, my family, my employees. I wouldn't be here without them. They've done so much to support me. As all of us small business owners know, we couldn't do it without the teams who support us. So really, thank you so much. My family's here today. And obviously, the SBDC team has been amazing helping us out. If we have any questions or concerns, just call them up, and they're just a phone call away. They're always there to help out and answer any questions that we may have. So I really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today and accept this award. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
I know we're a little slow, getting out of the gate today, time-wise, and we're obviously over time already. But I do want to point this out. Thank you, Priya. I may need to write myself a note. So I do want to mention one more thing about Jake that I just find it fantastic. So yes, he's had entrepreneurial success. He's had wonderful support from his parents and his sister and all his employees as they've helped him develop the business. But Jake is beyond just being an entrepreneur. He started a program called Jake Gives Back, in which he connects with young people at schools and community groups, educating them and inspiring them about the opportunities to become young entrepreneurs themselves. And he makes an annual donation to honey and bee-related research facility, and one of his passions is to ensure that the honeybee continues to survive and thrive in the world, which we all know has been, at risk over the last decade or so, population decline. And so I want to just, acknowledge that, Jake. Thank you for giving back, for not just thinking, it takes a lot of time to run a business, but you also think outside of the business, and you think about your community, you think about your family, your friends, and those who are coming up behind you. So thanks for that. And our final award winner today is the Outstanding Business of the Year. You've actually already heard them announced earlier. Coincidentally, I had no idea that this was going to happen. But our Outstanding Business of the Year was also the SBA's Central California or Fresno District Office Outstanding Business Person of the Year. And so just give you a little bit. Digital Market Media is a digital marketing company whose mission is to be the engine of opportunity for our team members and to empower them to deliver the best possible experience to our clients and business partners. They provide quality leads, the lowest possible acquisition cost, focus on exceptional service, and have earned a reputation as the most trusted provider of inbound calls and leads for insurance, financial services, and other business sectors. They couldn't be here today, but we do have a video that we're going to show, and then Liz, you're going to come up. And could you give us just a little, you've worked with the client, maybe give us a little bit of background about how that business has grown over the last few years.
Hi, my name is Kyle Anderson, and I'm the Senior Director of Operations at Digital Market Media. Digital Market Media specializes in lead generation and performance marketing for insurance, financial services, and other industries. At DMM, our mission is to be the engine of opportunity for our team members and to empower them to deliver the best possible experience for our clients and business partners. By doing so, we've earned our reputation as the most trusted provider of inbound calls and leads for many of the nation's top brands. We are extremely honored and excited to be receiving the 2022 SBDC Outstanding Business of the Year Award. We want to give a very special shout out to Judy Mahan and the rest of the CIE team for their incredible support and guidance throughout the process. Over the past 3 years, including through the pandemic, DMM has yielded over 500% growth in revenues, alongside 3,500% growth in fully remote employee count. In just the past year, Digital Market Media landed the number 1,083 spot on the Inc. 5000 fastest growing companies in America's list, alongside receiving the 2021 Pay-Per-Call Marketer of the Year Award and the number 3 spot on the Blue Book Global's Top 20 Pay-Per-Call Network for 2022. But DMM shows no signs of slowing down as we forecast 3-year revenue growth to exceed 800% in 2022 and look to continue our strong hiring trends throughout the year to support this growth. I want to end by giving a very well-deserved shout out to the entire DMM team for their continued hard work and passion for excellence every day. We could not have accomplished the things we have without the efforts from each member of our team. Thank you.
Well, sad none of our companies could be here, but very excited to take home all these trophies to them. Digital Market Media, I mean, they said it best. Their growth has just been amazing during the pandemic and continuing. They've always been a remote-only company, and that only expanded during the pandemic, which shows, they were headed in the right direction. And, as much as we helped them, they also helped us. We featured them many times in our workshops to, learn all of their secrets and help everyone in the county. So very proud to have them at our center. Very thankful for my team for being here and supporting all of our clients along the way. So thank you.
Okay, so that's the main part of the program. So all that's left for me to do is to thank all of you for being here. There's a couple of things I want to draw your attention to in my last 2 minutes of remarks. Our 2021 annual report for Central California SBDC, and my team did a great job putting this together, and you can see inside some of the data statistics that our network accomplished in the last year. I know from personal experience and answering so many phone calls and emails, somewhere around April, middle of April, maybe 1st of May 2020, about 2 years ago, our network was serving somewhere, I'm not exaggerating, around 400 to 500 clients a week. To keep that into perspective, we typically serve somewhere around 6,000 clients a year. So in 10 to 12 weeks, we served an entire year's worth of clients. And those weren't just questions coming in. Those were people who were desperate. How do I save my business? Crying on the phone, like Sandy. I got to let all my employees go. What do I do? How do I save my business? How am I going to pay my rent? And so many of those calls just touched our hearts. And as SBDC, employees and providers, that's what we're here for. That's why we come to work every day, is when there's situations like this, we all have entrepreneurial spirits within us as service providers, and we don't want to see our clients fail. So day in and day out, we show up to work, we do our best to help our clients find the resources to continue to start, grow, and expand their business. And I want to thank again SBA, Elmie, thank you for being here, traveling to be here. Thank you for your kind remarks, George and Victor. Certainly thank you to Tara and her team at GoBiz. Thank you to our local partners. We have dozens and dozens of counties and cities and local government that supports our program financially and through providing free space. SBDC, for those who don't know, for the most part, is a program provided to entrepreneurs at no cost. For the last 2 years, we have not charged for practically anything. There's been maybe a rare event where we need to recover food costs or something, but counseling is always provided at no cost. Training has been provided at no cost, and we will continue to show up day in and day out, myself and my team and all the SBDC advisors, to do what we can so that next year when we come back, there's a room full of people celebrating another batch of successful businesses. So thank you all, and my final thank you is Jessica for pulling this together. She just took the biggest sigh of relief that I've seen in a long time. It's over. Yes. So thank you all. Travel safe. I appreciate you being here. For the